What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Serious Angler Podcast, where we're going to talk about everything under the sun that has to do with bass fishing on this show. Not so much on this one. We're going to talk a little bit about some bass fishing, but go on a lot of tangents, which is really what Serious Angler is built off of, is tangents, rabbit holes, however you want to coin the phrase. We talk about a lot of bass fishing, but we also go on talk about movies. We talk about the Avengers. We talk about Deadpool. We talk about our guests for today say that they do not like the movie Miracle on Ice. Gets me triggered. Big hockey guy, as you guys know, but come on. It's Miracle on Ice, man. Even non-hockey people like the Miracle on Ice. But you guys have all that to look forward to later today, and definitely look forward to your feedback on such. But we do a Fish It, Box It, Trash It with our pal, Mr. Alex Rudd and Brandon Mays. It's going to be a great show. I really hope you guys enjoy this one. Andy and I get the boys back. It's been a rusty week getting back into shows after missing for a couple weeks these past few weeks. Apologies for that, but we're going to get back into a consistent basis. And, man, you guys listen to this show, and I believe it might be December by now. But yesterday was Thanksgiving. Hopefully you guys all had a great Thanksgiving, taking advantage of, I'm sure you're taking advantage right now of Black Friday sales, as I'm sure you can't go on social media right now without seeing something about a Black Friday sale currently happening. Hopefully you're taking advantage of that. But hopefully, most importantly, you had a great Thanksgiving, got to see family, friends, enjoy that with those folks. Maybe you got out in the deer woods and capitalized on that, or you went hunting. Either way, hopefully you guys had a great day, and hopefully you have a great weekend, and hopefully we get to kickstart that with this show here on a Friday. So without further ado, let's get into today's show. Because we're going to have a bunch of stuff going down there. But part two of the show is not over yet. So let's bring on our next guest here for the night. We got, he's a loser. Nobody likes him. He has a terrible beard, a horrible friend. He's ugly. I only say that because he commented that in the comments. Yeah, Mr. Alex.
Listen, they told me that I was born with the rib cage of a big cat and the heart of a lesbian. So here we are. We're about to pop this thing off, see what we can get done. I'm excited.
All right. Welcome.
Oh, God. Well, our next guest here, too, is actually his first time on the show. But I can confidently say he's the largest human being I think I've ever met in my entire life. The largest, but one of the nicest dudes that I've ever met as well in the industry. Speaking from Texas, we got Mr. Brandon Mays. What's going on, homie?
What up, cuz? How y'all doing?
How's things going down in you guys' neck of the woods? South versus north
cold.
Here. We got.
It's getting cold down here, so yeah, it's kind of sucking.
Yeah, I'm pissed at you, Bailey, because you sent your weather down here. Monday, it's supposed to be a low of like 10 and a high of 26. So thanks for that.
Yeah. I was just about to ask Brandon, what's cold? What's cold though for you?
Anything under 70.
Love that.
So you do not bode well with those ice storms you guys have been getting in the winters.
Nah, man. We've had like mid 80s for a while, even rolling into these later months. But over the last week or so, it's just been raining and it's gotten pretty cold out here. So we're looking at like mid 30s later this week. So it's dropping pretty quick. You don't really get that slow transition around here. You go from hot to cold pretty much like that. So
sheesh. Well, we accept your 30 degrees and raise you 60 inches of snow that we're supposed to get this weekend.
Good Lord.
Yeah, you can definitely keep that up there.
Oh,
yeah.
No bueno there, Captain. No bueno.
You should come up, Alex. There's a Sunday night Bills game in the blizzard.
Listen, buddy, I'm heading way far south, like way down there. But the thing is where I'm going to a different country, way far south. So you can only I'm still trying to keep it a mystery. I think a lot of people have figured it out, but because I want the video to be really cool. But where I'm going is still going to be only a high in the low 60s and lows in the 40s. There's even one night that it's supposed to frost. Yeah. Which is weird.
So you're going to really smoke them then?
I hope so. I think it's going to be fun.
I think so too.
I mean, the fishing report that I told you today, each boat averaged over 200 fish, and their biggest ones were anywhere from 7 to 11 pounds. So, yeah, it's gonna be silly.
He's talking about Antarctica, people. He's going that far.
I thought he was going to Chile.
I would love to do that. Yeah, Mexico. I'm going to. But
Brandon's like, I'm gonna call you out on this crap.
no, no, it's Mexico. Yeah, but no, I do want to do the Chile thing, Chile and Patagonia, and do the Golden Dorado. Like, do that. That's like the bucket list. Like, that's the one when anybody asks me, like, what's your bucket list fish? It's a Golden Dorado. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
On top water.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like on a whopper plopper down below one of those dams.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The tail race where it's like class 5 rapids and you're in a dinghy boat. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If I'm going to do something, I want it to be like really dangerous and be a lifelong memory. That's what I want.
Oh, so you chose Mexico.
Well, you found out that we got to fish another lake instead of the original lake because the original lake, the cartel members like pretty much warned them and said, "Hey, we got some stuff going on this week, so you can't fish down there." Like literally.
Oh,
like,
you were serious? I was just joking.
I'm seriously going to Mexico. Yeah.
I thought you were going to the Amazon. I was just joking.
I'm really going to Mexico. Yeah, no, I'm really going to Mexico, and really the cartel like apparently just told them, "Hey, listen, like not this week on this lake. You can go to the other one, but not this week on this lake." And they were like, "Okay, sounds good." It's like the relationship they have with them. I don't know. I'm just
it's better to get a warning than not to.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I would rather just, hey, go to this other lake and have just as much fun and catch just as big a fish and leave us alone while we're doing whatever we do as a cartel. Yeah.
Well, I actually have a client that is from Mexico, and he was telling me about, like, he goes, there's the big name ones, but there's so many other lakes in Mexico that are just as good, if not better, that you don't know about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the original lake was El Salto, and then we're going to another one. I forgot. They texted it to us, but they said they've got like that one and then 2 other ones. It's Ron Speed Adventure is who it is, and so they've got like lodges on a bunch of different lakes. But it's going to be, Cartel Family Fun Day. That is what they're doing on El Salto. Little water skiing, little fishing. Just leave them alone.
Yeah.
Like hornets. You don't bother them; they're not going to bother you. You just don't want to kick that hornet's nest.
It's their yearly retreat, their family reunion.
All that hard work they've been doing.
Yeah. Who did you say you're going down there with again?
Ron Speed Adventures.
Yeah, they're based out.
You been down there, Brandon?
No, I haven't had a chance to fish Mexico, man. That's definitely one that's on the bucket list as well. I think I'd much rather go to South America though.
Yeah, I want to do the South America thing too. That's another one. Ron Speed does those too. So what?
I was asking Brandon, what's the top of your bucket list?
At the top of my bucket list?
Yeah.
Oh man, so many different species on my bucket list. I'd have to say my top of my bucket list right now is not a freshwater species. I want to go chase like a 100-pound tarpon on the fly.
Hell,
there you go.
Yeah, it's
buddy
for sure.
You ever caught a tarpon?
Nope.
Listen, I hooked one. It is like heroin. I've never done heroin, but it is like heroin. Like I don't like. I've heard like heroin is like it's like the most addicting thing ever. I hooked a tarpon. That's all I did. Hooked it, dude. Yeah. That was the most powerful thing that I have ever hit with a rod and reel in my whole entire life. It scooted my feet across the deck of the boat. Like it was.
I bet,
dude. Yeah.
Dude, I've watched tons and tons of video. I've got friends that that guide tarpon down in Florida, and it's been on my bucket list for a minute. And it's a fish that I really want to go chase one of those bad boys for real. And I want one on the fly. Like I think that experience alone would just basically solidify it for me.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You better hold on.
They are addicting. I mean, if you go catch it from the kayak too, you better get ready to get towed around.
Yeah. See, I don't have any interest in chasing it from the yak, man. Like the ocean scares me, dude. Big Blue, it scares me from the yak. I've seen it's too much stuff out there that easily
especially
swallow me up. Yeah.
Well, see, just go chase them in the mangroves, like the backwater, the lagoons and stuff like that. You can still catch big ones doing it. My dad does it all the time.
Oh,
I would do that.
Yeah, it's where the bull sharks only get 8 feet long, not 10 feet long. It's the only difference.
That's right. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'd have to do it with somebody that's got a lot of experience that can really kind of just put me on one. Like I don't want to go out there just poking around. You know what I'm saying? Like the mangroves looks fun, shallow water, skinny water, backwater, stuff like that looks awesome. I'd definitely be down to do that. But like getting out on just like open water, 3,000 feet deep, hard pass. Like I'll get out there on a boat, a skiff all day long and do that. But on the yak, nah.
Dude, what was really cool is when I did my tarpon thing, I hooked the one in the morning, like in the intercoastal kind of deal. Couldn't see it because the water was like dingy in there. Then we went out off the beach and they were like migrating north. And you would turn these tarpon with like we were throwing like big Savage Gear swim baits. You would turn these tarpon and they would come up and look at you and like turn their body sideways and they would look at you and their eyes are like the size of a tennis ball. And it's just the coolest thing to see them do that and see like a school of them. Cause there would be like 5 or 6 of them. They would all be like 7 to 8 foot long, like 200 pounds. And they would come swimming by and like turn their body sideways where they could look at you and then like swim off. That is an incredible animal. Like it is one of those things that like, I get it. I get the saltwater thing 100% with a fish like that. Cause it is out of this world. So much fun.
Well, about hand roping a Goliath.
You know, I do that too, honestly. It's a lot of stuff on the saltwater side that I definitely want to go check off. But
yeah, Brian nailed it here too in the comments. Topwater giant trevallies. I mean, GTs, dude. That's a crazy one.
And a Chapo big enough to throw a giant trevallies that would hold up.
Oh, they exist. They're just in the musky side of things. They got ones that are just massive, but they use those freaking huge plugs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why the guys are using gloves and they're like, it's a crazy workout because you're using those giant plugs all damn day. It's unbelievable some of the videos that you see capture those GTs. But
I'll be honest. I think we get so caught up on bass, and I love bass fishing. I mean, like it's what I've done my whole entire life. I love it, and I'm never gonna not do it. But like, I have to say, over this past year, I've had more fun targeting other things than bass. Like carp. We did the carp thing when the cicadas hatched.
Dude, those are so fun.
Dude, it's like a redfish. I mean, they are a freshwater redfish. And that was the coolest thing because the cicadas were hatching. And you would take this little bitty cicada lure on a 7.6 medium light rod and cast it up there. And these carp would swim up and go bloop and grab it. And as soon as you touch them with the hook, it was just, yeah, dude. And man. I think there's so many other things that like I want to go target, like the trout. I'd never done trout before. I did trout a bunch this or earlier, late last year, early this year. And that was like just fun because it was like, here's this stream I've never gone to before. And you walk up this stream and you catch like the most beautiful fish that you've ever seen. And like, it's just light line fun. I don't know. I don't know. I think it's one of those things that's like, I think as an angler, if you get really caught up with just like one species, you're missing out on so many opportunities to just have a ton of fun because it's all fishing. And I think that's where we get lost on it is like, we're like, well, I'm a bass fisherman. No, I'm just a fisherman. Like I'm an angler. I want to go catch. If I have to ball up crap on a hook to go catch something giant, I'll go do it. I don't give a crap. Like I love it.
Real, man.
But
dude, we go out here and chase big blue cats. You know, that's something that I've never really gotten around to like filming.
Yeah.
Like my personal best blue cat is like 54 pounds. Like just awesome. A massive blue cat.
Yeah.
Out here on Lake Lavon, which is right here by the house. Like, I talk a lot of crap about Lavon because the bass fishing there is terrible.
Yeah.
But the cat fishing out there is insanity.
Yeah, because 50-pound cats are eating all the bass.
Dude, there's just monster blues out there. But that's something that, I want to get into, filming. But, it's chasing catfish is like a sit and wait kind of game. It's not very entertaining until you actually get a fish on the line. And it's just like, just everything is kind of going crazy. But, yeah, I definitely want to get out there and do some drift fishing and chase some big blues on the yak, man. That's something that I've always wanted to do.
Yeah, dude, you got to film that. I mean, those views will go nuts for you.
Yeah, man. And I see Dale just said chasing a steelhead. That's another one that's on the bucket list as well. I got a buddy up in Washington. He's actually a world-class steelhead fisherman. He's always trying to get me to come up there, man. And I definitely want to – hopefully I'll be able to make it up there either next year or the year after. But that's definitely one that's also on the bucket list, man.
Andy, I was going to come fish steelhead with you, but I decided to go to Mexico instead. I'm sorry, buddy. Maybe we'll do it later.
You're good. It was the worst fall I've ever had steelhead fishing. So.
Really?
Yeah, we've had no water. It's been terrible. Now it's going to freeze. So
where are you out of?
I'm in Buffalo.
Oh, okay.
We have domestic rainbows. Well, technically they're steelhead because they came from Washington in the late 1800s, but they're migrating rainbow trout from a lake into a stream. And guys on the West Coast won't say they're steelhead, but technically they are because they came from Chambers Creek in Washington. But because they don't go to the ocean. They don't call them steelhead. It's this big hoopla, whatever. They're the same thing.
So
They're migratory rainbow trout. Either way,
is a steelhead native to the East Coast or no?
West Coast.
They're just a West Coast fish.
Yeah,
So-
technically a steelhead is an ocean-living rainbow trout that migrates into freshwater to spawn, and they spend their first 2 years in the river before they go out to the ocean.
Okay.
Once
Yeah,
they have,
we're not going to go down that rabbit hole because we will, but I literally was having a discussion earlier about like trout in particular, how weird people are about trout, even though rainbow trout are not native to anywhere in America unless you're west of the Rockies, and then brown trout come from Europe. They're not even native species at all. Like it's just the weirdest thing. And we're like so weird about trout. And it's like they don't even belong here. Unless you're talking about like, like your chars and all that, and like your brook trout, which technically a brook trout's a
trout
char.
is a char. It's not a trout. Yeah.
Anyway, we're not gonna
or your boneless browns.
boneless brown. What's that? I've not even heard of that.
You don't know what a boneless brown trout is?
I feel like I'm
I
walking.
think he's talking about poop rud.
Oh,
I've never heard that. What?
that's pretty good. I'm gonna have to use that on somebody. I'm gonna have to next time I'm walking a trout stream with my little spinning rod and all the fly guys are making fun of me, be like, "You guys see any boneless browns lately?"
Yeah,
I haven't heard that. That was good.
I
I got you, Brandon.
Well, dudes, before we go down 10 other tangents, we warn people on the get here, but we have a little fish it, box it, trash it. Okay. And so for the folks that are tuning in, Alex, I feel like you've been on half of these shows that we've done with fish it, box it, trash it. So you kind of know the deal.
Been on like 80 or 90% of them.
Yeah. And I still don't understand how they work, so I'll still get confused. You still have to explain the rules to me, but I'm here with a smile on my face to participate.
Yeah. Well, for you guys and people tuning in, so it's fish it, box it, trash it. And essentially, it's the game. Everybody knows it, but it's the fuck, marry, kill. Okay, so it's plain and simple. That's what it is. You're gonna fish one. That's the top level. That's the first one you're gonna go with. Box it is one that's second best. You're gonna keep it. It's not at the top, but you're gonna keep it in the box for later. And trash it is one, obviously in its name, you're throwing it in the trash. So we're gonna give you 3 different things. And you guys, we're gonna go back and forth here. We'll start with Brandon, go to Rudd. And you have to just basically the 3 different things. You're gonna say you're gonna fish one, box one, or trash one. Does that make sense? Cool. All right. So let's get into it here. We'll start off one of my favorite topics here, and that is oatmeal cream pies, zebra cakes,
Little Debbie's,
or Nutty Buddies.
Love it.
We'll start with you, Brandon.
So it starts with me.
Starts with you, man.
I'm
Oatmeal
gonna-
cream pies, zebra cakes, or Nutty Buddies.
I'm gonna fish the oatmeal cream pie. I'm gonna box the zebra cake, and I'm gonna trash the Nutty Buddy.
Dang, right in order. Okay.
Straight in that.
Are you not a fan of Nutty Buddy, or are you just because
I do not like Nutty Buddies, man. I don't like Nutty Buddies. And zebra cakes are good, but oatmeal cream pie is that's top tier fire to me. Yeah,
top tier fire. All 500 calories packed into one little.
Yeah.
500 calories and 110 grams of sugar. Perfect.
Right. Nothing but enriched wheat flour and folic acid. That's the first 2 ingredients, baby.
Straight up.
That's what I love it. Dude, looking back on it, like it's crazy how majority of these people, I should say the nation, is starting to learn what's actually in our food. And here we are, like as a kid growing up, my dad on the way to go hunt for the day, he'd get a coffee, I'd get a chocolate milk, and he'd go buy the whole box of oatmeal cream pies, and we'd kill it in one day. And now looking back on that, how bad that was.
I crush a box of those on the way out.
Yeah.
On the way, you got one for in, one for out.
On the way out, that whole box is getting crushed.
Oh, see, I was the same way about Nutty Buddies. Like growing up, I loved those things. I would house a box of Nutty Buddies, and I'd be like, I just don't feel good. Like,
yeah, I just don't feel good.
So much wafer, chocolate, and peanut butter. Like,
Rudd, what about you, man?
I agree with Brandon. I mean, literally the same exact thing. Oatmeal cream pie is peak Little Debbie product. Like that is everything that you need and everything that is right in life. The only thing that I like better than a Little Debbie is those chocolate Hostess cupcakes. They're like chocolate with the cream in the middle and the swirly on top. Those things, yes. My mom still buys those things, and every time I go over to her house, I walk over to the dish, I pick one out, and I eat it. And like that's my one time that I get my Hostess cupcake. But
Are
no,
those cupcakes called like zingers, right? Were they the zingers?
No, the zingers are the long ones. I was just about to
Oh,
say
yeah,
the
yeah,
zingers
yeah.
are that's the number 2 after the cupcake, bro.
yep.
You
The
get those vanilla
cupcake
flavored ones.
denser, yes.
So
the
good.
cupcake's denser. The
yeah.
zinger is a little bit like lighter and fluffier. And then a zebra cake leaves a residue on the roof of my mouth. Like I really like them, but it leaves a residue on the roof of my mouth I don't like. I'm just not about that.
You gotta
life.
start picking at it with your pinky
Yeah,
to get it
like
out.
I'm sitting there going, I'm like, trying to get it off. Yeah. So no, I agree with Brandon 100%. Dude, the oatmeal cream pie is peak performance. That's peak male performance. You eat an oatmeal cream pie once a week, it keep the doctor away or some shit like that. Probably not. But you want to stay at peak male performance, 1 cream pie a week.
No, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. 1 cream pie a day, or oatmeal cream pie a day, keeps the doctor paid.
You what else getting down? All right, never mind going then, son.
I was gonna say keeps the
Andy, what do
doctor
you think,
paid, but I guess in
That's how
either
babies
scenario
are
keeps
made.
the doctor paid. But, yeah. Oh, Lordy, my bad. All right, so staying on the food topic here, is barbecue, Mexican, or seafood?
Bro,
You want to go first?
man, you just picked literally my top 3 everything.
It's supposed to be easy, Brandon.
This is the worst question that asked me. I eat all 3 of these 4 or 5 times a week. So, Texas barbecue obviously is number 1. So I'm definitely gonna fish that. Mexican, definitely boxing. Seafood, I'm gonna have to house that one. Sorry.
Your house in seafood, or your house in Mexican?
Trash and seafood. I'm gonna have to trash
Trash and
that
seafood.
one. Mexican, man, I can't. Mexican is also my number 1. Dude, all 3 of those are my number 1. So that's like the worst question in the world to ask me. So barbecue, Mexican, seafood in that order. Same order you sent it to me. Sorry.
I mean, those 3 are basically my food groups, so I'm with you there.
That's it.
Food pyramid. Just makes
I'm serious, man. For real. I mean, in Texas, you got the best of all 3 of those worlds. So I mean, you can't do it, man. That's the worst question in the world. Sorry.
It's the worst question in the world. I can't make it easy on you. I can't make
I know,
an
but
obvious trash.
Barbecue, Mexican, seafood.
I dig it.
All right.
Red, do you
So
concur?
no, I'm gonna have to go fish Mexican. I'm a Mexican food fiend. Best Mexican food I've ever had in my life though was in Texas. I went to a little joint by myself. I was in Oklahoma, going to fish with Jimmy Houston, and I had the night before I was gonna go hang out with him all day and fish. And I drove into Texas, and it's like North Texas, and it was a little Mexican restaurant. Nobody spoke English. I walk in, I order tacos al pastor and a Diet Coke, which I learned was Coca Light, and had the best Mexican meal that I've ever had my whole entire life. So that's Mexican food. I'm going to fish it. I'm going to box barbecue as bad as that hurts my heart to say, because I love barbecue. I'm a barbecue weirdo. Like I'm a barbecue connoisseur. I've been to some of the best barbecue joints in the world and partaken in many of them. Texas does have the best brisket by far. Like Texas brisket is untouchable, but I do have to say that Memphis ribs are still peak.
Yes.
Memphis ribs are still peak. I'm a dry rub guy though, and add the sauce toast. Y'all are sauce people while you're cooking them. It's weird to me.
No, we don't. No, Texas doesn't sauce anything, man.
I sauced the ones I had in Texas were sauced. They were sauced on the smoker.
Well, that's not true Texas barbecue then. 'Cause we don't sauce anything.
It was still good barbecue though. That was
we let the meat speak for itself. Sauce is a compliment, and
I
that's
try to let my meat speak.
most other barbecue. Like when you look at Kansas City, Memphis, and all those other places, the sauce is what makes it. They don't even really season the meat. It's just the sauce.
See, and that's why I like Carolina barbecue too, though. Like, say, I love barbecue. I love all barbecue, but like Carolina barbecue because I love mustard-based sauces. Like, I love vinegar and mustard-based sauces. So that's why I like Carolina barbecue sauce. But I you take a piece of Texas brisket and put a Carolina barbecue sauce on it. It's like sacrilegious. But there's a new place that I want to try though that I just saw on the internet and is in Texas. It's in Austin actually, and it's a Egyptian guy, and he
yeah, bro. Yeah, dude. Yeah,
AB,
I had that just a couple days ago. Yeah,
he's
just a
pretty
couple-
good.
Oh yeah, dude, it's fire. He did some oxtail that had like some pomegranate and
Yes,
some
that's
other
what he's
crazy
talking
stuff.
about.
Yeah, he's got some phenomenal stuff, man.
Yeah. No, I want to try
I'm
that.
about to
Make
pull
me
him up right
hungry.
here. I remember that.
Yeah, I
Dude,
saw.
Brandon, when we come down to the classic, you are going to choose our dinner locations each evening.
I got you.
He said, "I got you."
Yes, please. I love food.
Oui, senor. But
That's
then I'm gonna trash seafood. I mean, dude, seafood's only good if you're near the coast. Let's be honest. Like seafood that has to be frozen and like shipped somewhere is just not great. We have this seafood place here in Knoxville called Chesapeake's, and everybody raves about it. And it's just trash on a hot cracker. It's hot trash on a hot cracker. It's just horrible. It's a mayonnaise sandwich of seafood. But then you go like down to the coast and just like ball out on seafood. So I got to trash seafood unless I'm unless I can smell salt water. I'm trashing seafood. Period across the board.
I hear you there.
Yeah.
Andy, what about you?
Mm.
'Cause you're
I'm
a
gonna-
bougie food guy.
I'm gonna fish Mexican, definitely box barbecue, and I'm gonna trash seafood unless it's the same thing. Like we went to Bethany Beach in Delaware last Memorial Day weekend. I think lunch and dinner every day, eat seafood, but I had to because the ocean was literally right there. So yeah, Mexican all day. Like if I would eat Mexican breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like I make burritos. I know it's not Mexican, but like I want to eat Mexican
Let me
food
pull up
always.
full screen for you. What is it?
EC barbecue, is that what it's called?
KG
BC?
barbecue.
AG,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, KG barbecue.
Yeah, dude, it is. It looks so good. That he did a brisket with a pomegranate barbecue sauce. Like, dude, that sounds out of this world. Like, come
Bro,
on.
he crushed some lamb chop. I work with this company called Nomad.
Mhm.
They make these really awesome grills. I'm
Mhm.
sure you've probably seen them floating around on the internet. A
Mhm.
lot
Oh,
of
yeah.
ads out there for them. They do this big event every year. It's called Camp Nomad. So they invite all these different pit masters from all across the state. They'll do like 4 to 5 different pit masters each year. And he was one of the pit masters there this year, back in October. This was just a couple weeks ago. And dude, I mean, he knocked it out of the park, man. Like, I mean, the dude he's a straight beast on the grill, man. Insane. He did these lamb chops that were just, He did the oxtail, and then he did some tri-tip and some other stuff. Dude, it was crazy.
That sounds awesome.
See,
sounds
cooking at that level, I feel like is one of my life aspirations that I also know I'm never going to reach because I just don't think I have the time to put into it, or just I don't know. It seems so cool to think to try to cook like that, but I also just like don't have the energy to go and cook extravagant meals. Like I want it quick. I have no
Dude, I
patience.
love cooking. I love to cook. I'm actually smoking a turkey breast and smoking macaroni and cheese tomorrow for Thanksgiving. Like, I love to cook. It's fun, dude.
Send
There's
some of that
something
mac
about
and
the
cheese over here.
process. Like the process of like knowing that you took a bunch of stuff and you put it together and you made something. You're like hell yeah. It's like that man. It's like when you get done mowing your yard and you just stand there and you're like, hell yeah, I just did that.
I did that.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
especially when you're smoking like a piece of meat too. Like you just get some just like a brisket. I did a brisket one time. Like, put it on at night, get up in the middle of the night, check it, wrap it. I did the whole thing. And by the time I got done, it was like, 11:30 the next day. Finally got the brisket done, got everything done. And like when I got done, like I didn't even want to eat it because I was just done like screwing with it. But I was just like, hell yeah, I am man. Cook meat over fire. Like
Oh, that's
yeah, and the
amazing.
fulfilling part is watching other people enjoy it, man. That's the
Absolutely.
best part about it, man. Whenever you cook something that is just like phenomenal, that you put your all into like that, and
Mhm.
other people eat and enjoy it, and they compliment you on that, dude, like that's the closing moment.
Oh, yeah.
That's what makes it all worth it in the end.
Oh yeah. And the only thing more satisfying than that is killing the thing and then cooking it and someone saying that. That's like that whole thing right there. There's something primal about that. There's something it itches like skulls of my enemy, like blood out of the skulls of my enemies, like part of man. You know what I mean? It's just like I am the king. Like I did this. I hunted it, I killed it, I gutted it, and here it is. We're eating it. Like it's awesome, dude.
Straight up.
That's that sense of pride, man. Like putting food on the table for the family type of deal. That's you feel accomplished. I feel like at that level, it's
You know,
That
Bailey,
doesn't
you would be accomplished if you didn't suck at fishing suck at hunting. And well, you don't suck at fishing, you just suck at hunting, and you kind of suck at fishing, but you do suck at hunting. And if you would like learn the rules of public land, and when people point rifles at you, don't you just hit the ground and let them shoot over your head? Isn't that what you do, Bailey? I mean, duh, you dumbass.
Somebody's been reading my Facebook comments.
Dude, there was one, I was scrolling TikTok, and your TikTok popped up right before we started, and the one dude was like, well, if he pointed his gun at you, then he was trying to take a shot. I'm like, literally, first of all, that like defies every rule of gun safety. So that's just not even right. And I was like, second of all, it's like, and you were like, somebody was like, there's a few bad apples. And I'm sitting there thinking, no, one bad apple with a gun and he blows your head off and then it's all over. So like, no, that's probably not good either. But yeah, dude, those comments have been out of bounds. Those have been just like
the worst. It's all these old boomers that essentially, Brandon, to give you a long story short, I'm not sure if you saw it, but I put out a thing. Basically, I was on public land. I was still hunting and stalking a pretty good sized buck. It was a giant, and I was sitting on it. It was bedded down, laying away from me. I literally had no shot at vitals besides maybe spine, which is in my eyes from that angle, which wasn't an ethical shot. And the wind was perfect. Everything. I just had to wait for him to stand up, basically, and I would have had a perfect shot. But another hunter comes from the other way, busts it, which that's the only thing these people on Facebook heard was I was upset that another hunter busted my hunt, which sure bummed, but it's public land. It's going to happen. It's the problem when that hunter has a clear line of sight to me and raises their gun still, points it in my direction, still with the deer there, and they can obviously see me, and then starts running after the deer. That's the thing I have a problem with. And I put that out there. They seem to not comprehend simple gun safety, which is a little scary when you think about some of the.
Just call that guy Elmer Fudd, all right? Like,
I think that's just the internet in general, man. People just see everything. They don't dig into anything. They don't try to validate anything. They just see it. That's legit. React, and they don't think anything other than that about it. It's really frustrating.
Listen, I will say though, I would implore anybody to go read the comments on my video that I put out from where we went and helped the people in North Carolina, because they are awesome. There are people in there, they're like the reptiles that live in the center of the earth are trying to mine the lithium, and our lizard overlords are going to kill us all. Dude, it's some of the greatest comments I've ever read. I'm talking the theories that these people have are
dude, I love a great conspiracy theory, man. Like, I'm not a conspiracy theorist by any means, but dude, I really, really love a good conspiracy theory. Like,
hell yeah.
The human brain and the way that it works absolutely intrigues me.
Mm-hmm.
Like flat Earth theory is the people that believe in that. It is completely the coolest thing in the world to me, because a lot of times some of the stuff that they say and the way that they think about these things and the way that they validate this stuff, sometimes it'll make you go, you know what?
Damn.
They might be right about that. But dude, I'm telling you, man, there are some really great conspiracy theories out there, man.
Absolutely.
And that stuff is insanely intriguing. I'm not a conspiracy theorist by any means, like I said, but dude, I love that stuff, man. It's really cool.
I love Joe Rogan. His one of his jokes in his new comedy special was I used to think that vaccines were the greatest invention in human history and one of the greatest inventions of science. Now I don't think we put a man on the moon. And it's like, yeah, buddy, I'm right there with you, man.
You're one of those people that believe in the moon?
Oh, exactly, right? Yeah. So what is it? What do they say? It's a projection. Project Bluebeam. That's the one that someone was in my comment section. Dude, no joke. There are comments in that comment section that are paragraphs long, not a paragraphs. Like this one dude wrote a literal. I checked it. I put it in a pages document. It was 1,200 words, is what he wrote in a comment. Yeah.
That is absurd.
Awesome.
People have too much time on their hands.
Literally.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's like hackers, right? If they applied themselves to anything else, they'd probably do wonders.
Mm-hmm.
It might surprise you, actually.
Yeah. I got something in the works for 2025. We're talking about conspiracies. We'll have to get you guys on a show, and we can actually have a full 2 hours to talk about that. That'll be entertaining. Let it rip. Yeah. All right. Moving on to the next one. Yeah. You literally have a Sasquatch on. Okay.
Always.
Red. Okay. Here's a tough one for you guys. We're talking fishing TV shows here. Bill Dance, Roland Martin, or Hank Parker? Brandon is about to just leave. I hate you for doing these.
I'm probably about to piss everybody off, so it's okay.
Uh-oh. Do you want us to come back to you, Brandon?
And
Go
please,
first,
circle
Rod.
back to me, man.
So
You go first, Andy. You go first. We'll let the suspension
Andy,
hit for Reds.
All right. I'm going to go Bill Dance just because I have tons of childhood memories of laughing whenever he would mess stuff up. So I'm going to fish Bill Dance. I'm going to box Hank Parker because I think he's the one out of the three that I probably want to fish with. And then I'm going to trash Roland Martin. I just never really got down with kissing fish when I was like 8 to 12 years old. That was a
you
little
just
weird.
need to just cut out I'm trashing Roland Martin and then make that a short.
Yeah, there we go.
Brandon's whole thing about people won't even look into it. That's where that one will come into play, baby.
They'll burn it down.
Yep. What do you got, Rudd?
So I'm gonna fish Bill Dance because same as Andy, I laughed my ass off as a kid. I mean, it still as an adult, we'll pull up, Bill Dance.
Control the motor
bloopers.
one.
Yeah, just laugh. And that's the only thing I ever saw from Bill Dance was his bloopers. I actually never watched his fishing show. And then I never watched Hank Parker's fishing show or Roland Martin's fishing show as a kid. Dude, I must have had like screwed up cable or something. Because who was the other guy that y'all made fun of me for not knowing the other day?
Oh, but that's a northern thing. The Lindners. That's a northern thing.
Yeah, I had no idea who that was either. But like we had like Bill Dance came on, and then like there was the fishing with somebody. The dude, he was like from up north. He was from like Boston.
Babe Winkleman?
No,
Babe Winkleman. He had a show too.
No, he was from Boston. He had like a really thick accent, and he would be like, it's like, can you beat?
I know who you're talking about.
Dundee.
No, it's like Charlie something, right?
Charlie Moore. Can you beat Charlie Moore?
Charlie Moore.
Yeah, so we had like Bill Dance. Can you beat Charlie Moore? And then it was like saltwater fishing stuff after that. And so like I never watched fishing TV as a kid because like it like didn't apply to me. And then like my like outdoor heroes, which are this is gonna be funny, is like Steve Irwin. Like, dude, I love the crocodile hunter. And because when I was a kid, not only did we fish and we hunt, but I had a creek that ran through the property that my mom and dad lived on and I lived on. And then my papa had a big farm. And so we were always like looking for snakes, looking for crawdads, trying to catch minnows. And so like I was like watching Steve Irwin and those guys while everybody else was probably watching like fishing shows. And so like I can't even box or trash either one of them because like literally I've never watched a Hank Parker episode of fishing or Roland Martin, either one. Like I just never got that when I was a kid. Yeah.
That's the root cause of all of our problems in life is that Fortnite killed Animal Planet.
I mean, legitimately, dude, I didn't watch cartoons as a kid. I literally the one cartoon I watched was Pokemon. I remember it. I would get up on Saturday mornings to watch it. But other than that, I watched Animal Planet constantly, dude. Like Steve Irwin and like the dang Snake Wrangler and Discovery and like that's what I still love a good animal documentary to this day. That's probably why I'm just a wealth of useless knowledge. But like I love that stuff.
Oh, it's the same way with the History Channel. Like I loved the History Channel growing up.
Absolutely.
You want to go conspiracy theory? You can just go all the way back to Nostradamus, right? Like
absolutely.
The OG of conspiracies.
Andy's one of those useless history knowledge buffs.
I do know.
Probably just have like a 3-hour dinner where we're just like, did you know in 1932?
Just go back and forth.
Yeah.
Keep eye contact the whole time though.
Yeah, just
no blinking.
Yeah, man, I'm pretty much in the same boat as Rudd, man. Like I didn't grow up watching a ton of fishing shows, man. Bill Dance was pretty much it, and I grew up on Steve too, man. Like that's the Animal Planet, the History Channel, National Geographic. Like that was me all day long.
And Bailey watched the Thornberrys.
If we weren't watching TV, like we were literally outside. We lived outside, so it's like.
Yep.
Yeah, man. So I'm in the same exact boat as him. Like I don't have one that I can box or trash, but it's definitely fish Bill because Bill is funny, man. I mean, like, dude, you get to hang out with him. We go out there to ICAST and hang out for it. He's always at the show and he's always nice to just run into and talk to. He's a character, man, and he's always added that entertainment value to the fishing industry, and that's what I grew up on. Outside of that, like nothing else, man.
Absolutely. That's it, dude.
It's
That's
crazy still seeing him and Hank like at ICAST every year, still working shows. That's nuts to me. But
Yeah, man.
yeah, I mean, all of them are great. Watched all of them growing up, but I'm gonna have to fish Hank Parker. I think for the pure fact that he dabbled a lot of fishing, but also some hunting mixed in there. And I was very fortunate to get in the boat with him. The first 5 minutes, my first cast in his boat, I caught a 3.5 pounder in Florida.
Let's go. Let's
No
go.
kidding.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see
And
that
Hank's awesome,
tree
man.
stand?
Yeah, that's why Hank's the best, man. Fell 35 feet on the ground from a tree stand, and nothing wrong with him.
Dude, that's so scary. That is
It's extremely scary, but that's
Yeah.
why Hank's a legend, man. Ain't nothing
I
taking
think
Hank.
ladders might be like one of my ultimate fears in life. Just I hate ladders.
Yeah, I kind of get that.
Oh,
That is why another PSA to hunters, which is now it's just gonna get clipped. I'm gonna get hate on Facebook, is wearing a harness.
Wear a harness.
better safe than sorry.
Or harness.
Wear a harness when you're in a tree stand. Wear orange when it's gun season, and wear your damn life jacket. Like that's it. And if somebody makes fun of you, just,
Simple.
yeah, flip them off. Tell them they're a loser.
You'll get torn up on Facebook if you post that.
Oh, that's fine. Facebook's
They're gonna
full
call
of-
you communist if you preach
Listen,
about wearing.
I'm convinced at this point Facebook is nothing but people over 60 and Russian bots. That's all I think Facebook is at this point. Like I really do. I'm convinced now.
Yeah, I mean it's nothing new. Like I got trashed whenever my truck went in the lake, and it wasn't even my fault. 2 years ago. And it's like people on it.
Yeah,
people were like, "You got this big old professional truck, and you don't know how to drive down a boat ramp." And it's like, my truck had brand new tires on it, parking brake was on and engaged, the truck was completely stopped. The boat ramp was just slick; it just slid down the ramp like a sled down a ski slope. The wheels didn't even turn. There was nothing I could do about it. Like I didn't push my truck in the lake, and I didn't drive it into the lake. It was a freak accident that didn't make any sense to me either. But yeah, because some idiot took a video of it and put it on TikTok, and that, of course, went viral. Dude, it was stupid, man. It was insanity.
TikTok is that damn scene from Star Wars when Obi-Wan Kenobi's like Mos Eisley. It's a den of thieves and robbers and whatever. It's the scum of the universe. And I'm like, yeah, that's TikTok. That's a good descriptor of it. Yeah. No, the internet is a fun place full of a bunch of people who think they know everything. And if you're going to do anything on the internet, you better have thick skin because at some point or another, they're just going to tear your ass apart.
I know, man.
You just got to be like, hey, whatever.
There's so many soft people on the internet too, man. That's another thing that's so irritating about it. It's like everybody's opinionated and everybody is soft.
Yep, it's like Bailey. It's just soft. Just a soft white underbelly of a hedgehog. Just mushy and hairy. Just look at him sitting up there.
He's not even that hairy, Rod.
I know. Yeah. He is a meat sack of a human, though. Love you, Bailey.
A meat sack of a human. I'm gonna put that as my Instagram bio now. I am a meat sack of a human. That's what I'm gonna put.
A walking meat sack. I am 5 pounds of sausage stuffed in a 4-pound casing, boys. Let's go. It's peak of male performance. Told you I got the rib cage of a big cat and heart of a lesbian. Let's rock this thing.
Listen, all he's missing are some of those wheelie shoes, and he's jiving.
Yes. He's
I totally had those
on the internet
in middle school.
Who didn't?
I didn't have a pair of Heelys.
I did not have those.
What?
No.
Yeah, man. My mom wouldn't buy them for me. Plus, I've worn a size 15 shoe since I was 13, so it wasn't.
Yeah, I don't think they made size 15.
My shoe size.
I was say your size shoe. They need to take a wheel off your truck to fit that shoe.
Basically,
harsh.
Brandon, how tall are you?
7 foot on the head.
Yeah, I was about to say, because I'm 6'4", and I know the first time I met you, I was like, oh, good Lord have mercy. It's like, this is the only other person I've ever met I got to look up to. I'm like, hell yeah, here we go.
I still remember the first time Brandon and I met. I think you tapped me on the shoulder, and I did the whole like movie thing of like, oh, hey, Brandon. How's the weather? I bet that joke is really old for you.
Nah, dude, I'm so used to that stuff, man.
Watch out for that 747. Anyway.
All right, moving on because we're really not getting through these. Here we go.
Did you expect anything else?
No, not at all. But that's the point of the show. We got frogging grass mats top water on the Susquehanna River, or big swim baits around timber?
Bro, fish big swim baits all day long around timber. I've never fished the Susky, so I'm gonna put that one at the end, and then top water mats.
You're just afraid to say you're going to trash the Susky because you're going to get clipped.
I mean, it's fine. I'm not tripping.
It's just gonna be. I'm trashing Roland Martin. I'm trashing the Susquehanna.
Yeah, I'm gonna trash the Susky, top water on the Susky, because I've never fished the Susky. I want to fish the Susky, but I haven't.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna box top water frog and mats, and then I'm gonna big swim bait it. Number one.
All right.
Gang.
Red?
Yeah, I've never been to the Susky either, which really bothers me. I got to change that this year. Like, that's the trip that I'm going on. Brandon, you're more than welcome. But like, I want to go to the Susquehanna and do the topwater thing because it seems like it is right up my alley. Buzz baits, ploppers. I mean, just it's Alex Rudd. Like, the Susquehanna and Alex Rudd seem like they're just gonna be like two peas in a pod. But I guess I have to trash it because I've never been there, and so I can't. It's bucket list place. Let's go get that one done. That'll be easy to knock out. I'm gonna fish frogs on a grass mat because just I would fish a frog 365 days a year if I could. Like, I love that bait. I've spent 8 hours fishing that bait just to get one blow up, just because I love a good frog blow up. And then I'm gonna box big swim baits on timber because so here's been the extent of my experience with big swim baits, big glide baits specifically. Fished them a lot. Never caught a fish over 2 pounds on a glide bait. Biggest fish I caught on a depths 250 was a 1 pounder that I don't even know how I hooked him. He just like smacked the side of the bait and then hooked himself in the side of the head. And so I guess I just need to like go like make it a point one day to like, I'm going to go to a place that has big fish that they'll eat a big glide bait or a swim bait and go do that. Now that being said, there was a fishing report from Mexico that said that they were catching them on 7-inch paddle tail swim baits in 25 foot of water. So
What's one of these right here?
What is that?
86 baits, Doom Raider.
Doom Raider. 86 baits and Doom Raider. Okay, I'm adding it to the list.
Yeah, man. That right there. 7-inch bait. I lost a 12-pounder on this thing.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, probably the worst day of my life. Literally came up right next to my boat and just shook this bad boy to oblivion. And I've lost about 4 of these. Unfortunately, they're not cheap. I actually kind of hate to say that out loud. But yeah, I've got probably, I don't even know how many dollars worth of swim baits over there on that wall, but it's quite a bit.
Now I will say the glide baits for muskie, buddy. A glide bait about that size and make a muskie do stupid crap. And that's one thing I think a lot of people, they get way too caught up on throwing crap like that big for muskie. When around here, like a 6 to 7-inch glide bait that's what Brendan Brown from Brown Bait Company actually sent me a Clash 9. So I've got one of his Clash 9s that he sent me to use, and he not that one. I got the Clash 9. That damn thing, that's huge.
Yeah, I got K9 over there, and
yeah. But, dude, that Clash. So what was funny is the first day that I took it out, I hooked like a 50-inch muskie on it. Popped him off at the side of the boat. Next cast, I had like a 40-incher follow it out. And I was like, oh, so this is what this bait's going to be good for. Big toothy creatures. Like, dude, yeah.
But, fun, though.
All they saw was $1 sign. They're like, oh, that's expensive.
Dude, the most, like, if the first time I threw my depths, I had a muskie just like track it down. It's like, I'm going to try to eat that. And it actually tore because the depths has like the skin on
it. Soft outer body on it,
yeah. It cut my tail off the back of it, so I had to get another shell and like put a new shell on it and all that crap. Yeah,
yeah, dude. Those bigger baits, man, they're great search baits, man. They just have so much drawing power. Like, I mean, if you're in a place that you just have no idea if there's fish there or not, just hurl a gigantic swim bait out there and just work it back as slow as possible. And it's like they can just spot it from a mile away, and they're just going to come and check it out.
Yeah, I heard somebody say one time, it was like the best explanation for it. It was like, in a fish's world, most of the time, like of its whole existence, something that big normally isn't fake. And I was like, huh. That's really like a really good way to think about that. And so when you throw something big like that in there, it just gets their attention. They're just like, I wonder what that is. And the curiosity gets them because bass are curious. It's very interesting. There was that Knowing Bass. I have it sitting here. I keep it back here because this is the best book I've ever read in my whole entire life. If you've not read it, try to get yourself a copy. Very expensive. I lucked up and got my copy, but one of the best books I've ever read in my life, Knowing Bass. But it was talking about like a bass's curiosity level. And like they're very curious creatures, and like they would get them to do things just out of curiosity, and like they would come like look at certain things, go smell certain things, and go after it just out of pure curiosity, like a cat is going to look. It's interesting.
What they say.
Audiobook of that.
Yeah. Andy, what about you, man?
Mm.
Do you remember this selection?
I'm asterisk. Can I asterisk the Susquehanna topwater fish? Because I have a pretty good smallmouth topwater fishery right here. Or does it have to be the Susky?
Sure, you can do your Niagara River.
Yeah, I'm probably going to fish topwater on the Niagara River for Great Lake smallmouth. And then frog grass mats and big swim baits around timber I'm going to trash because I just don't really have the opportunity to do that where we live. So I don't get out of New York much, but I will throw.
You don't get out of Buffalo much, bro.
Yes, I do. I go to Rochester.
yeah, you went it out. Nice, lawyered.
He goes from where it smells like pure hot trash to this where it kind of smells like pure hot trash. No, I'm just kidding. I love Buffalo.
Yeah. He just goes downwind to that smell of pure hot trash.
Yeah. Listen, you go from Buffalo to Rochester, and the hot dogs are completely different, right? Like your bar food is completely different from city to city. It's a great time.
It goes from shitty to shittier.
Yeah. You go from Mighty Taco and Jim's Steakhout to garbage plates. So
I have a funny story before we go down another rabbit hole. But first time we went to Buffalo, I love my wife. I love her. She's the sweetest thing that has ever lived. And you got a taco place up there that we don't have down here. It's like
Mighty Taco,
probably. Yeah. And she's like, "Oh look, tacos through the drive-through. I don't think I've ever seen that." And I was like, "Honey, Taco Bell." And she was like, "Oh yeah." I was like, "Okay." And so every now we drive by a Taco Bell, I'm like, "Oh look, tacos through a drive-through. I don't think I've ever seen that."
Did you get those Mighty Tacos through a drive-through?
No, we didn't.
You're lucky you didn't.
We were heading to Bailey's the reception thing, so we went and got buffalo pizza and buffalo wings, which was that. Now buffalo wings in Buffalo is a whole different. It's like barbecue in Texas. Like,
listen, they're chicken wings. They're not buffalo wings.
Okay, whatever. They're good. They're the best. They're the best damn chicken wings I've ever had in my whole entire life. So there you go.
Yeah, that's the only thing Buffalo does good is smallmouth and chicken wings.
And the football team is pretty good. So.
Yeah, there's a few other things that are pretty good.
Well, all right. Moving on to the next one.
They got they have a really awesome pediatric cancer foundation as well called Punt, which we will be raffling off a kayak for on Friday night. Bailey, and you'll be there. Shameless plug for that one, just putting that out there. But anyway, go on.
Hey, I totally forgot to bring that up. Actually, Drew is in the comments. Our pal Drew Gregory mentioned that for Friday night as well.
Yeah.
Let them know about Friday's fundraiser for Punt.
Yeah. So Friday night, Alex Rudd Fishing Channel. Come be a part of the live raffle. $1, just $1. Enter the raffle. And for every $1 that you donate, you get an entry into the raffle. So if you donate $100, you get 100 entries. And just one raffle ticket though could win you a brand new Old Town PDL 120. And I'm going to let Drew figure out all the logistics of getting that to you because I don't want to be responsible for that. But we will get a kayak to you. All that money is going to go to the Pump Foundation, which Brandon, I think we did. You were on the fundraiser, right? Didn't we do a fundraiser for Pump before? So yeah. So all the money is going to go to the Pump Foundation, which is a awesome pediatric cancer foundation that I work with that has a bill paying program that's huge. And what it does is it helps to kind of step in when families fall behind on things like house payments, electric bills, water bills, because they're trying to get their kid to chemotherapy and those kinds of things. And most of the time, either one or both parents has to quit their job to be able to get their kids to the treatments back and forth and just do that extensive regimen of treatments. And so things like car notes and water bills and light bills and things like that fall by the wayside, and Punt steps in and helps with that. So come by Friday night. If you're listening to this, come hang out with us and try to win a kayak. It's fun. I love a good raffle. Love a good raffle. So yeah.
That's going to be on your channel, right?
Yep. Alex Red Fishing. on YouTube.
Is Drew also multi-streaming that, or is it just
I
you?
have no idea. I'll talk to him about it. Y'all want to multi-stream it? I'll let you have it too. I'll let anybody have it.
Screw it.
Let's do it.
Do it. Just do it.
Listen,
right,
last time we
next
did a
one.
raffle, we raised $8,500. So let's do that again.
Dude, should you call out what came out about this past week? I think you might have mentioned it earlier. But
No, I definitely can. The guy wants to stay anonymous, so I'm going to respect him in that capacity. I don't want to say his name out loud. But long story short, we did a raffle a couple weeks ago for the people affected by the floods in East Tennessee, Western North Carolina. Ended up raising $8,500. With that $8,500, we were able to clothe 26 individual people and 4 families, as well as buy stuff like propane tanks, these little adapters that they need to go from big propane tanks to small propane tanks. We bought them some like dishware and like just personal care items, because some of these people, like this one lady that I met that's actually in that video that I made, Brittany, she lost her entire house. It got cut in half by a mudslide. And so she lost everything that she had. It actually killed her dog, and her dog actually saved her son. Her son rode the dog out on the mudslide, and the mudslide pushed him in between their propane tank and their her husband's work truck. And that's the only thing that saved his life. Otherwise, he'd have been ate up by the mudslide, just like the dog was. But all that being said, we raised $8,500 for those people. And then so I made that video, and I made the video again, not to be like a spectacle or a sideshow and show off all those people, but just bring awareness and then show that we did exactly with the money what I said we were going to do. That's like the big thing that I always want to do. I always provide receipts. There's actually a PDF file on there that you can go see all the receipts from where we bought everything, all the money, all that kind of stuff. If you want to see that. But I made that video. And then the other night, me and Bethany were going to the Chick-fil-A to get a little sweet treat. And we were sitting at the Chick-fil-A waiting for our milkshake. And I had a donation come through on my Stripe account, which is what I run all my donations through. And it was a donation for $10,000. So a gentleman was watching my video and felt so moved that he felt like he needed to donate $10,000. And so he donated $10,000. And so we've got $10,000 more to go help people with. And so we've started working on that. Actually, yesterday we went and bought a bed frame, and all the bedding for that bed for a lady who lost her entire house. And they had actually got everything for her whole entire house, got her a place to live, furnished her kids' rooms and all that. And she actually didn't ask for herself anything. And so she was sleeping on the couch because she didn't want to ask for a bed or be selfish in any way, and made sure her kids were taken care of first. And so we got her a bed. And then we were working with another school up there. We're going to buy some kids some Christmas presents. So they got some stuff like that. But we're just working different little projects now. I'm trying to get lined up with people and help some people out and spend this other $10,000. But yeah, $10,000 somebody donated. Yep. Just totally random. Totally random on a Tuesday night after he watched my video. So it's crazy.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
Well, props for making that, dude. For real.
No, dude. It's like I said, man, I want to be a conduit for cool stuff to happen. That's all I want. And that's what my platform has allowed me to do, is be a conduit for cool stuff to happen, not only personally to me, but also helping people. And I've been blessed beyond belief. So it's my turn to bless some people. You know what I mean? And that's all this has been. It's just being able to bless other people. And so we're going to keep the ball rolling. We're going to help these people as much as they can, because they need it. It is way worse than people say it is. The news is not doing a good job of covering the reality of the situation, and people are hurting. There are people who don't have homes and won't have homes. And the thing is like I said, it's going to be 18 here on Monday. Up there in the mountains where they're at about 4,000 or 5,000 foot elevation. So it's probably going to be almost to like 0 temps up there.
Blistering cold.
Yes. And there are people literally living in tents. I actually found out about over 90 people who are living in tents right now. So, yeah.
Gotta love that, dude.
Yep.
We won't even go down that rabbit hole. All we'll say is go watch Alex's video if you want to see it more.
Yeah. Go watch my video. Right. It's very interesting.
Yeah. So, all right, moving on to the next one here. We're gonna start wrapping up here in a little bit. We got this is some movies, childhood movies here, sport movies. Miracle on Ice, Remember the Titans, or Rocky. We're not even going to bring up hockey yet because Brandon and I will get into a dispute.
I love hockey, but man, dude, I'm a box Rocky. I like Rocky, but I'm a box it.
Adrian,
Remember the Titans.
get it, Adrian.
I'm a fish. Remember the Titans, and I'm a box.
Oh,
On Ice. I'm gonna trash Miracle on Ice. I love hockey, but man,
What?
I don't know. I feel like Remember the
you're
Titans
demoted as an
definitely
American.
was a better movie. Your team sucks. I don't even want to hear that.
Oh God.
Your team sucks. Yeah, they do really suck. They suck horribly bad. All right. Andy, what do you got?
I'm going to fish Remember the Titans. I'm going to box Rocky, and I'm going to trash Miracle on Ice.
What
and
is
I love
wrong
hockey.
with you? You guys should just move to Canada then.
Not a big Miracle on Ice. I watched it once, I think, and I was like,
There's better hockey movies, man. Mighty Ducks is a better hockey movie.
Okay, Mighty Ducks is an incredible movie series, yes. But Miracle on Ice is like the most American movie ever. We beat the Russians at their own sport.
I mean, I get that. But Mighty Ducks is a better movie.
If Mighty Ducks or if Miracle on Ice doesn't get you fired up, we can't be friends. You're not American anymore.
Yep. Like if we're going down the Mighty Ducks train, I think Cool Runnings, the Jamaican bobsled team, gets me more fired up than Miracle on Ice.
That's facts too. I would agree with Andy on that.
Andy's demoted from the stream.
Listen, here's all I got to say. First of all, you're not going to call me not an American. I own more guns than you do and probably ever will. Second of all, if we're going to talk about a movie where the Americans beat the Russians, we're going to talk about Red Dawn. That's the best damn movie that ever made. Like,
yeah,
come on,
fair enough.
I mean, it's every man's wet dream. Any real man's wet dream. I've never seen Miracle on Ice because what the hell's hockey? I've never seen a hockey game, buddy. I found out Nashville has a really good damn hockey team. Apparently,
the Predators, the Preds are trash, bro. Do not. Whoever told you that is full of it.
Okay, I'm full of it. I'm sorry, I didn't know that.
Whoever told you the Preds are good, they're full of it. But hey, go to a game because it'll be cheap. You'll enjoy it.
Okay, we have a local hockey team here called the Ice Bears that apparently is like a feeder team. I don't know. They're a feeder team. They're a feeder team for the Predators.
Go to them games. ECHL, them boys like to fight. You like violence? Go to them games.
And I take that back. I've seen one hockey game, and I went to a rec league hockey game with Ben Nowak. And as soon as his feet hit the ice on his skates, I screamed from the top row, me and like 4 other people, kick his ass, Ben! Because all I knew was it was fighting in hockey, and that's all I wanted to see. I want to see a fight in a rec league hockey center. And and then they do have wiener dog races at those hockey games too. So maybe I'll go on a wiener dog race night, watch a wiener dog race and a good fight at the Ice Bears. So I'm going to trash Miracle on Ice because if we're going to talk about beating the Russians, we're going to talk about Red Dawn. I'm gonna box Rocky because as good as Rocky is, I do love Rocky. I mean, there's nothing more inspirational than dun da da dun da da dun da da. You know, we did it, Adrian. I love that. But dude, Remember the Titans. Remember the Titans is that's a damn good movie. Like that's one of those movies that you sit there and you're just like, I mean, it's the tears rolling. There's laughs. There's sadness. There's happiness. There's highs. There's lows. It's just a fantastic movie. Fantastic movie.
Facts. Let's hear yours.
Michael says I've got some unsubscribing to do.
Not from me.
Listen, there's nothing more American. Oh, we beat them at hockey. No, Red Dawn. We killed them all. Like, what's the difference here? You know, you get what I'm saying?
One's real, one wasn't. What actually happened?
Oh, I don't know. Is Miracle on Ice or a true story? I didn't know that.
Yes, it's based out on a true story.
I don't know crap about hockey. Hockey and soccer, right over my head. I mean, dude, like
they're basically the same sport.
What?
The rules are similar.
You did not just compare hockey to soccer.
I did watch.
I'm not comparing.
The play with broken legs, where if you poke a soccer player, they're rolling around on the turf for 15 minutes.
All that embellishment, man. I love it. It's terrible, just flopping like crazy.
Is lacrosse like hockey?
It is. It's field hockey.
Okay, I watched a lacrosse game one time. I didn't understand what was going on, but I
Lacrosse
watched.
is awesome. Lacrosse is a fun game to watch too. It's
Yeah.
played at a lot faster pace than hockey is, but because they're playing on the ground. But
Yeah.
lacrosse is solid.
Yeah.
Well, the ball moves faster. It's the fastest sport on 2 feet. But
Yeah.
if you really want to trigger some people, lacrosse is America's true pastime, not baseball.
I don't even know what to say to that.
Because the natives were playing it here before we were even here.
The natives
Before
played
baseball
lacrosse?
was even a thing. That's how I was born, was from Native Americans.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's why when you go watch the game, like if you go watch Worlds for lacrosse, they'll have Europe, they'll have Canada, they'll have America, Mexico, and then they'll have an Iroquois team, like a native team that's there. That they get to be represented in it. And they usually kick people's ass. Like, and not just like skill wise, but they beat the living crap out of you because they still use wooden sticks.
Huh. I didn't
And
know
it
that.
hurts like a mother.
Here's all I'm saying. My favorite sport is fighting. UFC. And let's be honest. It's
That's
the
world's
most
fast.
I mean, it's the best thing to watch. It's so much fun. I mean, but at the end of the day, what have we been doing since the beginning of time? Fighting each other.
Fighting.
Yep.
Do you watch the bare knuckle boxing?
A little bit, dude. That's brutal. Bare knuckle boxing.
It's gruesome.
Dude, it's
gruesome.
brutal. Yeah.
It's hard to watch that. I'm a big UFC fan too, man. I love MMA.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. The bare knuckle stuff, dude, that's a little too violent.
Yeah.
And I'm a violent person.
I'm a violent person, but that made me sick in my stomach. Did you see
Brandon, if I stepped into a ring and you were going the other side, I'd just see myself right back out. You would just pull the move, like, you know when you hold your little brother's forehead? It gets you. That's like your finishing move.
That's it. That's funny. Did you see the knockout? So they did the fight in China this past week. It was like
the doctor chick.
Yes,
bro, floored that girl.
Man,
roundhouse kick to the face.
Yes, and I mean, seized her up. They had to take her out on a.
They took her out on a gurney, man. Yeah, that's crazy.
With a neck brace, like she was like, yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
Yeah, the backstory on that chick is so funny too because her parents didn't even know that she was an MMA fighter. She's a full on doctor, a medical doctor.
Yes,
that was training MMA in the background and went and fought her first fight and knocked this girl smooth out. I mean, they literally carted this chick out of the ring.
Yes, yes.
The one that knocked the girl out is the one that
the doctor roundhouse kicked the chick in the face, knocked her out cold. They had to gurney this broad out of the ring.
Yes. And I'm talking full C's, both legs off the ground, arms up like this, like knocked her out. Yeah. The only other knockout that I've seen worse than that this year was Josh Emmett knocking out Bryce Mitchell. I thought he had killed him. I really thought he had killed him. That one right there, dude, like, because he started convulsing and like foaming at the mouth. I thought he had killed him.
Mm-hmm.
Worst knockout I've ever seen. Overhand right just sent him to the shadow realm. But anyway, we're on a rabbit hole. Like, we could talk about it. I need to start a UFC like talk show because like I love talking some MMA, dude. I love it.
I mean, shoot, why not? I mean, you got your podcast. That's basically, you say it's a fishing podcast, but it's basically everything but fishing for the most part.
Yeah, it's just me getting on there bullshitting with people. That's what we're going to do Friday night, too. Like, we're just going to get on there and hang out, have fun. I don't know what we're going to talk about, something.
All right, here's another one for you. Along the lines of movies, we got Avengers, Deadpool, or Transformers.
Bro. Fish Transformers. I love Transformers.
Optimus Prime.
I'm a box Deadpool because Deadpool is funny as hell. And I'm going to trash Avengers. Even though I love the Avengers, I love the whole MCU. Yeah, that's the route I'm going, man. Transformers, I'm fishing that all day long, bro. I love Transformers.
So we're trashing Roland Martin. We're trashing Avengers. We'll see the other one that we're trashing.
Trashing the Susky.
Dude, if I don't see a supercut of all three of those together, I'm gonna be pissed. If it's not a supercut of I have the rib cage of a big cat and the heart of a lesbian, trashing Roland Martin, trashing the Avengers, trashing the Susquehanna, I'm gonna be madder than hell. I'm just telling you that. We're not friends anymore. I want a supercut.
I just made a note. Let's make a trash clip. Here we go.
All right, let's do it.
All right, Ron, you're up.
Well, I do have to say, seeing Megan Fox bend over a Camaro when I was about 13 changed my life. Maybe I was like, man, I get that now. I know what's up with that. Hell yeah. America and that kind of stuff, testosterone and all that. My testosterone levels are still high from saying that to this day. But no, for real. I'm gonna box Transformers. I do really love. So was Transformers what? Transformers, Avengers,
and Deadpool.
Deadpool. Okay. Well, Avengers and Deadpool. I mean, that's all Marvel. That's all MCU.
It's all Marvel. Two different
Now it
movies,
is.
though.
Yeah. Okay. Let's box.
Have you watched? Hey, have you watched the new Deadpool yet?
Dude is incredible. That's what I was about to say. The new Deadpool movie is incredible. Dude, it is
That
so
scene
good.
where he goes, the cutscene he goes, "I am Marvel Jesus.
Yes. He is
I am the Messiah."
Yeah.
So good.
Little, what does he call the dog? Kunchkin. Dude,
Yeah.
Kunchkin is the greatest thing. I walked straight in after that movie. I looked right at my dog and I said, "What's up, you little Kunchkin? Come here, buddy." And Bobby's just like, "Hey." Oh God. And then, yeah, dude, that movie is incredible. I gotta fish Avengers. And I'm gonna say this, like all the Avengers pre-Endgame. Incredible. That's my childhood. I mean, like Iron Man came out when I was like 10. And so like we've been building up all of this. When Iron Man died at the end of Endgame, I cried. I'll admit it. I don't cry often. I mean, we actually I was talking about Buddy Branson about this the other night. And this is not funny, but it's kind of funny. I was like, I'll tell you the last 3 times I cried because I remember the day my dad got diagnosed with cancer, the day he died from cancer, and when Iron Man died at the end of Endgame. Literally, it's horrible to say that, but it really was. I cried. But after that, all the Marvel movies after that have just kind of been bleh to me. I don't know. It's like when they killed Iron Man, I was just kind of like, okay.
What's next?
Until Deadpool. And when Deadpool 3 came out and I went and watched that, I was like, oh, I have now a renewed hope in this whole entire thing. Like we need more of that. That is Marvel. That is fun. So I guess we're gonna. I hate to trash Deadpool, but I guess we'll. No, it's like I don't know. He is Marvel Jesus. You know what? We're gonna fish. We're gonna fish Deadpool. We're gonna trash the Avengers. Because everything, they killed Iron Man, they pissed me off. So that's it. That's where I'm at. And hopefully Deadpool will revive everything and we can put him back at number 1.
I like it.
Yep.
Very well said.
Yes.
Andy?
I think this is tough. I think I'm trashing Transformers, unfortunately, because I only saw the one with Megan Fox. I didn't watch any of the other ones.
And he's just like he's been replaying that scene ever since.
Oh God.
No, I think I've only ever seen it once too, maybe twice.
And the thing is too, how many people were introduced to Linkin Park because of Transformers?
Oh, I listened to Linkin Park before it.
I did too, but I'm just telling you. Like,
and that was that soundtrack. But when they got cut off from Transformers, that was like the end of somewhat good Linkin Park. Where like the OG Linkin Park, that is the best Linkin Park. Like Meteora.
I'm gonna say something. The new stuff's pretty good. I'm just putting.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of the Linkin Park revival.
I like it. Heavy as the Crown. Damn, dude. Give me the business on that one.
I haven't listened to this stuff.
Let's hear it, Andy.
Yeah, I think I'm going to fish Deadpool and box Avengers because I want to see what comes next, just like Red said. Yeah. I never was a huge Transformers fan, even like with the cartoons growing up and stuff. It wasn't anything great to me.
I was a massive Transformers fan, still am. I will, but in this case, I would still trash Transformers though, because I think the last 2 movies sucked. I think the storyline.
Transformers 1?
Yeah, 1, 2, and 3 are great.
No.
But the last
Transformers 1, the new one that just came out.
The cartoon thing, the cartoon one.
Yeah, I'm not in the cartoon.
It's not a cartoon, so it's CG. But what it is, it's the origin story of how they came about. So it tells you how Optimus Prime became Optimus Prime, where Megatron came from, all of that. bro.
Okay, I'll have to watch that.
Story that movie is fire, bro. Like, I'm not joking. I've seen it probably 100 times in the last like month and a half. I
Okay, I'll
watched
give
it
it a
4
shot.
times back to back in the same day.
I have to watch it. I have to watch it. Then I have to watch
I'll
it.
definitely give that a shot. But I do think I got to trash it in this case because they missed those last couple movies of the Avengers. Like they kind of forced a timeline. I kind of wish
Transformers or Avengers?
Transformers. Avengers has some spin-offs that were kind of weird, like when the characters have their own movies. But I think all of the Avengers series themselves were fire in my eyes. I think all of them were really good.
I mean, dude, Endgame was like a masterpiece. Endgame was
Unbelievable. One of the greatest movies ever.
yes.
Agreed.
I completely agree with that. So for me, I gotta fish Avengers, and it's a very close second, but box Deadpool because I think Deadpool hasn't missed a beat either. If they put out another banger for Deadpool would probably take that over. I just think Avengers takes you on an absolute emotional roller coaster. I've never seen the content come out of a movie series like Avengers of like full theaters of people screaming and cheering at scenes and also all of them bawling and crying together in the movie theater. Like you think you're at a sporting event when the Avengers things was going on, like as if this was like a real people. Yeah, I don't know. Avengers like unbelievable though. I just can go on. I could have a whole podcast about Avengers.
I like anything. No, Transformers. I get the Transformers thing because I like Pacific Rim. Like,
yeah,
that's another fire movie.
Yeah, dude.
Another fire movie.
Rim is so good.
You know what else? I don't know if you guys are.
You're just like, yeah, you're like, hell yeah, giant robots and monsters.
Did you guys like the Battle of Los Angeles?
That's pretty
Absolutely.
much pretty
Absolutely.
good. Yeah.
See?
I didn't watch it.
You have the same taste. All right, come on, Andy.
Dude, I watched 300 last night again just for giggles and shit.
Oh, I love 300.
That's another.
I gotta go watch Gladiator because I want to see Gladiator too.
Well, I've heard mixed reviews on part 2. A buddy of mine just went and saw that. He said it's pretty good. He said it's just really long. He's like they probably could have shortened it about an hour because it's some of the stories.
Well, they can't though because all movies today are 3 hours long. So
yeah,
he said it's all right though. He said it's all right.
You know what? One is a masterpiece. Like it's up there with The Godfather. Like Jaws, The Godfather, Gladiator, like that's that kind of movie. Like it's a tier unto itself. That's pure cinema.
Another series that was incredible, but kind of should have stopped a few movies short was Fast and Furious.
Bro, that movie is so played out, dude. I really don't even understand how that series has made it as far as it has.
The last one,
it's just a money making machine at this point for them.
Mm-hmm.
It is, and they truly the movie that they did the tribute to Paul Walker should have been the last one.
Yeah, they went from racing cars to saving the world and superpowers. Like it's like science fiction now, basically. Like I haven't even watched like the last 2 or 3 movies because it's just like what happened to the storyline? Like you went from street racing to trying to save the world now. Like,
Best Fast and Furious movie.
The first one.
Yeah.
Tokyo Drift.
That one's good too, but the first one is really that's the pinnacle of that movie series.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Anything else after that, it was just it wasn't necessary in my opinion.
When I watched, I didn't even see it. Like I lost interest in Fast and the Furious many years ago. But like when I watched a scene where The Rock was like holding a helicopter and holding onto a building, and he was like pulling them together, and I was like, okay, yeah I'm done. Like, what did they juice him up?
What is that?
Yeah, the superhuman serum. Like, nah, I'm good. Like, I
think that was Hobbs and Shaw. I think that was that one.
Yeah, but that's still part of that whole Fast and the Furious franchise. Like,
I will say a franchise that did not play itself out absolutely excellent from beginning to end. John Wick.
Oh. Bro, they're supposed to be making another one of those.
Really?
Yeah, they're supposed to be making another one of those.
Dude, John Wick.
The Bourne movies were pretty good too.
Those were decent.
Yeah,
but it's hard to top John Wick. John Wick is just a murdering machine.
Yes.
Like if you want just pure, unadulterated, ass-kicking murder,
yes.
John Wick.
And if you're into guns at all, like if you're into firearms at all, you're just sitting there going, "Holy shit! Do you know what that is? Do you know what that is? Do you know what that is?" And it's just like, dude, I'm telling you,
The only thing that comes close is like Kill Bill. That's probably the only that comes somewhat close.
Yeah,
No, the only other movie that I've ever seen that had just that much just crazy killing in it was that Ninja Assassin movie. Do y'all
Yeah.
remember that movie?
yes,
Dude, it's just
You mean
buckets of
Deadpool?
blood.
I mean, there's a
Yeah.
lot of killing in it.
And basically any Quentin Tarantino movie.
yeah,
Yeah.
But no, dude, like John Wick's one of those movies I could like put it on and just go lift heavy weights in the garage. Just turn it up to like 50 and just be out there and just be like, yes. It's like I'm gonna be John Wick one day. Yeah, no, yeah.
Do you know that he actually does all that stuff in person?
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
that's like
dude.
his
Yeah,
passion
he's
is shooting,
trained.
like
Yes,
tactically.
yeah. He Turan Tactical is who he shoots with and who trains him, and Turan Tactical makes some phenomenal firearms. Like just some of the modifications and builds they're doing on some of those guns are incredible. I mean, they're taking ARs and pistols and turning them into just death machines. Like they're already death machines, but I mean just a more efficient death machine, a refined death machine. Yes, yeah. No, dude, Turan Tactical is I would implore anybody to just YouTube Turan Tactical and watch some of those videos, like of John Wick training and Keanu Reeves and Joe Rogan's gone out there and done it. And I mean, like, just incredible stuff. Like, awesome.
It's
I love
legit.
it. Yeah.
I think we're on the brink of an end of an era with actors that do their own stunts, like with John Wick and Tom Cruise and stuff. I don't know if you've seen that scene where Tom Cruise literally broke his ankle during a stunt and finished the scene. Like,
Yeah.
nuts.
Oh, it's like the new Top Gun. Every scene where their face is like drooping and doing all that, it's because they were in the back of a fighter jet. Like they put them in the passenger seat and they were like, all right, go. And like they filmed all of those scenes so that it would be like actual G-force being applied to the actors' faces. Like that's badass, dude. Another great movie. Top Gun and then the new Top Gun. Dude, the new Top Gun was just, I loved it. That was awesome. Yeah.
It was very good.
Big fan.
Well, we could keep going on this for another
Listen,
3
Days
hours.
of Thunder, if we're going to go down Tom Cruise line, right? Like, you have to love
Days
Days
of
of
Thunder,
Thunder.
so good. Yeah.
Give me Blades of Glory. Do that.
So good, too.
Get the people going.
That is the one thing my mother and I can never get along with, is she hates Will Ferrell.
My mom hates Will Ferrell too.
Well, I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
It's like literally one of my top 5 actors.
Yeah.
Period.
Oh,
Yeah.
so funny.
Dude, Step Brothers, good Lord have mercy.
You take Will Ferrell, like, when he
This house is a
came
prison.
onto this scene, right? Like, in those movies,
A planet
none
bullshit.
of them would be able to be made.
Galaxy,
today.
this sucks camel's dick.
Like, Step Brothers, no way. Could be
Better
made
not get in
today.
my face.
Yeah.
Rob
What are you so
House
funny
said it.
for? I was watching
I will
Pops.
not do that. Me, Sloan Cattery. What's he say? He said, we used to blaze that shit up every day. Me, Sloan Cattery, and John Hopkins. You did not know Johnny Hopkins. He said, I did do know Johnny Hopkins. Me, Sloan Cattery, Johnny Hopkins. We used to blaze that shit up every single day. You're going to lick that hot dog shit and you're going to like it. Okay, I'm done.
There's so many good quotes in that movie.
Is a bonita fish big? Yes, they're big. They live in the ocean. You know what helps my shoulder when it hurts? If you lick my butthole. All right, I'm done. I'm done. He's going all night.
That is such a good soundboard one.
It is such a good soundboard, honestly.
Just
That's
if you lick
incredible.
my butthole.
Yeah.
Me and Bethany on a daily basis, she'll go like, "Hey, you know what helps me?" I'm like, "If you lick my butthole." I mean, dude, like on a daily basis, we say that line to each other. But anyway,
Listen, you gotta be careful with saying "lick my butthole" now, because they could be assuming a Diddy party. All right, like you just
listen.
gotta be careful.
Well, then, baby, oil me up. Let's go. Or whatever it was, Vaseline, baby oil. I don't know, whatever it was. I didn't
Ecstasy
attend.
lace, baby.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
All right. Let's wrap this sucker up, boys. We got one last one. We'll make it a fishing one. We'll make it straightforward. We got green pumpkin, white chartreuse, or black and blue. Let it rip, Tater Chip. What you got, Brandon?
Fish green pumpkin. That's literally all I threw. Box black and blue, and I'll trash white chartreuse.
Dang. Okay. Andy?
Sad.
Let's save us, Brandon.
Oh, yeah, you're a smallmouth guy. Well, actually, it doesn't make sense if you're a smallmouth guy.
Smallmouth
You would
like
have
black and
trashed
blue.
black and blue. Smallmouth like everything.
I trash white and chartreuse.
You trashed white and chartreuse, right?
Yep.
Yeah, the only time
Box
I throw
black
a
and
little bit-
blue, green pumpkin fish.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Box black and blue, because whenever I go largemouth fishing, I flip a black and blue jig. White and chartreuse is very situational chatterbait or spinnerbait randomly.
You throw white
I
flat.
don't even throw white. I don't throw white in chartreuse ever, dude. I have caught more fish on green pumpkin than any other color that I have ever thrown in the entire time that I've been bass fishing over the last 7 or 8 years. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, I've caught more fish in the last 3 years of throwing exclusively green pumpkin than I have in 7 or 8 years of bass fishing any other color. I don't even. It doesn't matter what the water quality, color, any of that is. Doesn't matter.
Could have caught
Straight
5
up.
more if it was white chartreuse. I'm just kidding.
There it is. Oh,
No, I mean, yeah, you make a good point though. Green pumpkin. I mean, with the whole watercolor thing.
Crazy with green
I mean, it doesn't
pumpkin,
matter
too,
what the
'cause
color of the
mistake
water is.
when
It could be
it's made,
stained,
right?
it could be clear, whatever.
Yeah.
Say that again, Andy.
I said green pumpkin was born by a mistake. They were pouring the wrong color of watermelon, like changing out colors, I think, from black or pumpkin seed. Yeah, it was pumpkin seed and watermelon. They're changing out the vats, whatever the original worm company was. And it got like mixed and they poured green pumpkin and they fished it and they're like, oh, this is good.
Is it cream?
It probably was cream.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how green
Red.
pumpkin was born from what I heard.
it would be cram if we were French.
Creme brulee.
Creme.
Yeah. I guess we'll fish green pumpkin. I mean, hell yeah. I mean, I've caught a lot of damn fish on green pumpkin. You know, I mean, green pumpkin generals, green pumpkin flipping baits,
Green pumpkin, everything.
I mean, you dye the tails of something in chartreuse with some green pumpkin and it works. Looks like a bluegill. I mean, you know, it just is what it is. I'm gonna box chartreuse and white because I have caught a shit ton of fish on chartreuse and white as well. But I also live around a bunch of lakes that's full of shad. So I mean, we're shad spawns. We got 3 different kinds of shad spawns that happen in the spring. Our fish love shad. You know, all these rivers around here. I mean, I just put out a video where I caught a 21.5-inch smallmouth on a chartreuse and white slobber knocker. So it's where it's at for a lot of these shad lakes. And then I'm going to trash black and blue because I don't fish black and blue. If I'm fishing black and blue, anything black, I'm just going to go straight black. I believe in straight black. I think straight black is probably the most effective lure for bass, period, because it's contrast in muddy, it contrasts in clear, it contrasts the bottom, it contrasts the skyline, it contrasts everything. It contrasts at night, everything. And at the end of the day, and this is in Knowing Bass, if you can ever get your hands on a copy, the most important thing for a bass in its eating process is, does that thing contrast? And that's what helps them to focus on it. And that's like the whole thing. They can see it, they can eat it. And black contrasts everything.
Thanks.
Yep. Wish they can ask us about John Dalton's bubblegum, whatever, the bubblegum swirl worm, and how that affects contrast. Yeah.
So that's in the book too, Knowing Bass. One of the things, the whole outlier. So, you hear that bass can't see chartreuse. No, bass can't see yellow.
Yep.
They can see chartreuse because chartreuse falls within the neon set of colors. So any of your neon colors, like methylate orange, like traffic cone orange, that like really, really bright pink, like a I don't even know what you would call it, like hot pink.
Bubblegum.
Yeah, bubblegum. Any of the like those really bright like neon colors, bass can actually see those, and those contrast really, really well. And so that kind of explains the whole money badger thing, Blaze money badger. Why catch so many fish on it? Why not just fish a straight black? Well, because there's something in that bass's ability to see that neon color, they can see it really, really well, and it contrasts just like the black does. And then 2, one of the things the book talks about is like baits that contrast themselves. And so Berkeley actually did a test, Pure Fishing did a test, and Spirit Lake did a test. The number 1 lure was a chartreuse a black and chrome bait. And that was 2 very contrasting colors. So you had a flash and then a dark color, which contrasts itself, then also does a really good job of contrasting the water around it. And so it's kind of like that money badger. You've got this dark black back with a blaze orange or a traffic cone orange or methylate orange, whatever you want to call it, body. And so you not only do you have a bait that contrasts itself, but contrasts the environment around it as well. And so it's really interesting. Like that's one of the things you'll hear, like bass can't see chartreuse. They can't see yellow, but they can see the neons to an extent enough that it does make a difference. which is very interesting. And that's been proven by the people at Spirit Lake. They did all kinds of tests actually for the guy who wrote this book, Dr. Keith Jones. I mean, they've got thousands of data points to show them being able to see neon colors, which is really cool. I just went down a total rabbit hole there. I'm sorry, but I geek out about this stuff. So
yeah. No, I mean, there's been a bunch of videos on that too that are insane. Like when you start diving into what they can actually see, like same reason I nerd out on what deer can actually see. That's why they like those bright oranges and stuff. They can't see that.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's really interesting when you dive into the whole science part of it. Then you think about the fishing industry as a whole and the colors, and people say how certain flecks and certain shades of certain colors are a big difference maker when it might not actually be that specific color makes any difference, but because it's a little bit darker of a color, that's why it's different. Not just because it's orange. It's cool when you dive into that. But as you said, we could be here till midnight talking about exactly that. But we're gonna wrap this sucker up. I think before we do, if you guys have not already, these gents' social medias are linked down below. Make sure you guys go follow along with their different platforms and endeavors. And I guess we'll start with you, Brandon. Anything going forward into wintertime or 2025 that people should be keeping up with to know what's going on in the life of Mr. Brandon Mays?
Nothing too crazy. I'm in the process of kicking off a 25 video film series. It's going to be, I'm going to chase 25 different species on the fly. That's the goal, at least.
Cool.
Nice.
They're
That'll
not
be
going to
fun.
be like super. Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. And that's going to be freshwater, saltwater, whether that's bank, boat, yak, raft, whatever. It doesn't really matter.
Tarpon going to be one of
It'll
them.
be kind of. Oh, absolutely. It's on the list. It'll be all over the place, but they're not going to be like super long videos. They'll be, 5 to 8 minute long short stories, but they're going to be unique stories told in unique places, chasing unique species, highlighting unique environments, and basically just a unique story around those fish and how I catch them, the people that help me catch them, and just different things about it. So, working on that. It's been something that's kind of been in the wheelhouse for a couple of years that I've been working on trying to put together. And I'm going to hopefully kick off a handful of episodes of that next year. So.
Oh yeah,
that
dude.
sounds cool. I'm looking forward to that. That'll be cool.
Yeah, man.
And
Make
sure you unsubscribe from Alex's channel.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, unsubscribe. You're not gonna bother me. I don't like y'all anyway. Bailey's still ugly. Andy kind of smells. Yeah, no. I listen. You know what I'm doing. I'm just out here enjoying my life. That's what I'm doing. I enjoy my life. I film it, and I get to go fishing every day. I have a bunch of fun, and it's because all these folks and people listening to my dumbass ramble on the internet. So here we are. I am going to Mexico, so that's going to be fun. Be on the lookout for those videos. That's going to be a
safe travels.
Hell of a video. I appreciate that. It's going to be a hell of a video series. I'm really going to. I mean, it's not going to be anything like incredible as far as like. I'm going to try to do some kind of cinematic stuff and really get some cool footage. But my plan with this trip is to dive fully into the experience, and I just want I want to be there when it happens and just have a camera pointing in that direction when it happens. You know what I mean? Because really cool stuff happens when you do that. And I kind of learned that doing that hurricane video that I did. Just film and be in the moment and experience things and talk to people. And it was really cool kind of how that went together. And so I want these Mexico videos to be the same thing. I mean, because at the end of the day, there's no doubt we're going to catch fish, right? And there's going to be probably an egregious amount of fish catching in these videos because everybody loves a good fish catch. But I want also people to go on the adventure with me. I want them to feel like they're going to Sonora, Mexico with me and gonna do that. So I'm looking forward to doing that. But yeah, appreciate y'all. Y'all are cool.
Yeah. Appreciate it. I don't know about that extent. Maybe Brandon, not us.
Cool. I like Brandon. Y'all, Andy smells funny. You're ugly. I do want to come see y'all though. Hug your necks and eat buffalo wings. So
sounds good. Well, boys, seriously appreciate you guys taking time out, jumping on the show. We'll have to run it back here again soon. And again, guys, make sure you guys are following along. And we'll see y'all on the next one.
Bye. Bye, buddy.
Bye.